gonna do a work wreath, which is nothing more than the wires with the Christmas tree branches ever so often. And I've got me a few things to do. Find what you want to go in your wreath. This is like doing a regular wreath, but this is just using mostly netting. So I've got a couple of items here, some ornaments to go in it. I've got my mesh, and I've got a 20-inch wide roll and a 10-inch wide roll. I've got some flex tubing, some sprays, and maybe even some ribbon for a bow. What we're gonna do first is take your wreath, straighten your branches out, and then I'm gonna take a roll of the 20-inch wide, roll it off, and then I think I'm gonna take some of this 10-inch wide and use it with it. Okay. Take it and get your starting point, and you can start on the outside or the inside. And there's no right and wrong ways to do this. You can use one roll on the outside of one color, one roll of something on the inside of another color. Or you can just use one roll for the whole thing and just go in and out. That's what I'm gonna do right now, is I'm gonna take my mesh and I'm gonna start on my outside and just wrap my branch around, okay? And then I'm gonna go take it and go to the inside. That way I'm just zigzagging back and forth to cover my whole wreath. Now, we want our wreath to be big and poofy. So now I'm going to the outside. Twist your branch around. Now I'm going to go over the outside one. I'm going to do this all the way around, either using the zigzag motion or the closest branch to me. That's what I'm going to use. Now I'm seeing most of my blades right here, my red blades, and I want to see some of my 10-inch, so I need to take it and pull it forward. Maybe see where some of it will show on top. Feather up. My net out. Go into the front. This is a 24-inch work wreath that I'm using. I make them in a 30-inch also. Need a nice work area to do this. I've used one full roll of each to go around. Take my tubes off. Finish up. Okay, just fluff it a little bit. You have your ending product, it's right here. Now we're going to go back and we're going to add some flex tubing, maybe some sprays, and some ornaments. So I'm just going to take the end of my flex tubing. Took a gold here. And I'm going to start down here. I'm just going to take my branches and wrap it around it. And I'm going to go ever so often and use my flex tubing. wrapping around one of the branches, wherever I want some flakes. A little pop of gold to show. Possibilities are always endless on what you're doing with your work wreath or your work garden. They can look any way that you want them to. So I'm going to cut my end. Cut it a little bit long. I think I'll just tie me a little knot in it so it gives it a little extra something. Okay. Then I'm going to take some of these packages, the red and green packages, and just take if you've got a tassel or something hanging down from one of your ornaments, you could do that, but these don't, they just have the wire right here, so I'm going to take and put in my package, just wrap it around the little bow part of my package, one of the branches. Let's see, right here's an area. I'm doing is wrapping a branch around it. I've got that ever so often, and if you want to come back, you can add some sprays in it. We'll do that. They can put your spray wherever you want to, where you see some red branches or your work wreath, whatever color you're working with, and just wrap it around it, and then you can bend. Let's take some of our ribbon they have right here. What kind of ribbon will work? We'll just make a small bow. We'll add a little bit of flex tubing in with it. Flex tubing here, tie it up with, so that we can tie it into the wreath. Fluff our bow. Your flex tubing that you tied your bow up with, add it to the bottom or top